everybody, welcome back to Anime Book Club. My name is Chester, and as always, this is Snow.
Hi.
That has been Snow. She will be joining us for the entirety of the podcast yet again. I know. She's a favorite. You might be asking, why are you here, Chester? Shut up. Picking up from where we left off last week, remember we are doing Spy Family. We left off on episode 7. For me personally, it's one of the one of the few enemies that we watched that I honestly think is really just fun to be watching. What about you, Stu?
Mm,
She's eating. Um,
okay, I'm glad we know that's what I was focusing on and nothing to what you were saying. I was also reading too, so I'm sorry.
uh, I probably even caught you like mid bite too.
You did 100%. If there was a can, I think you know the perfect face, guys. Just like the perfect, like, what? And I'm here? Like, yeah.
One of the
My
best things
bad.
ever. That's cool. I thought I could catch you off like that, and I did. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Mm,
Okay, so anyways, we left off on episode 7, which is called The Target Second Son. I'm gonna be doing the odds this time around, just because um, we figured out last week the format was a little bit weird, having us do 3 and 3 back to back to back to back,
it
and
was
then
too much.
it was weird. It felt like
I like,
half of uh, there was a lot of one person talking for a good half of it, and the other one person talking for the other half of it, with not a whole lot
mhm.
of fill in between. I don't know. It felt weird for me. Um, anyways,
I
episode
felt it
7.
was boring because I was about to tune out for so long.
Sorry, what?
Anyway, nothing.
Okay. So, anyways, episode 7, which is titled The Target Second Son. So on this one, we start off. It looks like the episode actually starts off with Lloyd making breakfast while he's thinking about the mission that he needs to do, which they codename Project Strix or Mission Strix, Project Strix. Anyways, he ends up concluding that Anya needs to become friends um, with the second son and apologize to him no matter what. Uh, Anya then peeks out around the corner while he's making the breakfast, and he tells her, I'm not angry at you. It's fine. Fights are gonna happen. I guess he just didn't think that if a fight was gonna be that early on. But anyways, Anya then apologizes for being bad in school, while Yor says it was all her fault because she's the one that taught her how to fight and told her when to fight. Um, Lloyd says that it's fine and that it was in the past, that they should focus and do better in the future. When they go to school, Anya and Becky, or as Anya likes to call her, Miss Rich Girl, bumps into the second son and his friends who start yelling things at them. Becky literally ends up dragging Anya away from them and towards class. Lloyd is watching and sees all of this from the roof of one of the school buildings and wonders if Becky is the child of someone working so that his mission fails, but shakes it off as thinking that it is an impossible notion. Um, in the class, the students, or the kids, they're literally all just little kids, they all gossip about not wanting to be in the same class as Anya because she hit Damien, uh, to their eyes for absolutely no reason. Um, but Becky just tells them, they've got no context. It doesn't matter. Just ignore whatever they're saying. Um, Throughout the entire day, Lloyd tells Anya to apologize to Damien, and he does this in every single way that he can. So it starts off from a note in her textbook to a note stuck behind a student's back to ketchup written on her omelet rice during lunch to how the hedges are trimmed because he actually writes the word sorry or apologize or something like that in the hedges. So weird. Um, everything to tell her to just apologize to Damien. Lloyd then tries helping Anya with her schoolwork when she gets home, and she throws a fit and runs into her room, screaming that she doesn't want to study. Yor ends up telling Lloyd that he's putting way too much pressure on Anya, um, and that she's just a kid. Kids normally don't want to study anyway. It's completely normal for her to not want to study. And she ends up telling him a little bit about her brother and how her family was when she was younger, because yours mom and dad weren't in the picture for whatever reason. I don't think we're told why or what happened to them or like where they are, anything like that. They just aren't in the picture. But um, we get a small glimpse at what it was like when they were younger, and it's pretty funny and also a little bit kind of sad. But anyways, Lloyd ends up, I'm saying ends up, but Lloyd goes to Anya's bedroom and finds her on her desk asleep while she was studying on her own. At the very end, we finally see Yor's brother Yuri. He was talking to his friend from the first episode who tells him, "Hey, by the way, congratulations are in order. Congratulations on your sister's marriage, which is the first time that your being married comes to his ears. So first time he ever hears about it, and that's where we actually leave off.
My turn. Wait, hold on.
Yep,
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
kind of, sorta.
See, I paid attention. That's why you shouldn't
Aha,
broke my
sure.
concentration earlier. I was paying attention. Um, I don't really have anything to add other than like there was some bullying, and then eventually Lloyd got Anya to say sorry to the Duke's kid, whatever, the bastard kid. Uh Yor's brother, sorry, Yori's brother, Yor, is actually a very interesting character. I think they did a good job on him,
Whoa,
as
whoa,
we're gonna
whoa, whoa,
explain
whoa. His
more.
his name is Yuri. Her name is Yor.
Okay,
And
so I had it right. I just turned it backwards in my head.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Episode 8, the counter secret police. On the evening of the next day, Yuri, who works for the secret police SSS, visits Yor after interrogating a wise informant for the city court or city council. Pardon me. Um, Yor, who is heavily attached to. Sorry, this is gonna be an issue, isn't it, Chester? Yoki and Yor. Yeah, not gonna be an issue. Um, Yor. He 100% left to go deal with this dog, guys.
I'm right here.
Oh, then what the fuck? What's the first name? What's the wife's name? Which one is it?
Yor.
What's the brother's name?
Yuri.
Okay, Yuri, who's heavily attached to Yor, finds out it's hard to accept her marriage. He also Yuri really like I don't know, like loves his sister, not in like a weird pervy way in most animes that we've come across. It's actually like this is like sibling. Whereas that's they
It's a weird kind of one
yeah,
though.
but like they've only had each other essentially, right?
Oh, okay, I'll give you that one. Yeah, 100%,
Right?
sure.
Like that's like all they've had. So it's just like that's why. Okay. Um so while all that was happening, um at the beginning of the episode, Lloyd went out to go to a mission. Just for intel on that. Sorry, pardon me. My notes are loading. So Lloyd's at a mission at the beginning, and then Yor is informing her brother etc., that they're married, sabotaging, not sabotaging, but investigating, interrogating, uh, bruising and hitting the guy that your Yuki, not Yuki. What the fuck's his name? Why can't I remember his name? Yours brother was interrogating. They go home. Yours brother's late to the dinner, essentially. He brings lots of roses. Of course, it's hard for yours brother to accept him as an actual, like, this is a real marriage, etc. So there's a lot of interrogating going on between yours brother and Lloyd. And also going back, when yours brother was interrogating a suspect, he also mentioned that Twilight is his number one nemesis and they have to capture him. Like that is his ultimate goal. Um, so in the room that they're all sitting together, they have no idea that they are against each other. But Lloyd figures out while talking to yours brother that he works for the secret police. There's subtle hints going on through the conversation, etc. They do some spy. What then happens is that yours brother and your end up, I don't know, having a weird memory lane trip and things like that of what they had to come through with their childhood, and like that's essentially where it ends off. Nothing.
Wait, are you sure that's where it's gonna end off?
Mm.
Because okay,
Oh, the
so
kiss. I
and
forgot the kiss, didn't I?
no, because like you didn't even bring up the fact that your told him that she forgot to tell Yuri that they were married and the big explanation as to why she forgot.
Okay. Well, this is exactly why you're explaining it to us now.
What the hell is that? So her explanation is she forgot that she hadn't told him. And all this, it takes like a good 5 seconds, but all Yuri says is, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's definitely you."
Mhm.
And that's it. There's no other explanation. She forgot that she didn't tell him, and then
And then he
that's
actually bought it.
yeah,
Like Yuri's Yuri actually like bought it, and they're like, "What? He bought it, right?"
yeah,
Like Lloyd and all that.
yeah.
It was
No
great.
questions, no nothing, just completely. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's definitely what you do.
If you're wondering though, Anya fell asleep during all this, so like she's sleeping, and then at the end of the episode, um, Yuri is still not like convinced that they're an official marriage couple. So he asks Yor and Lloyd to kiss.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm.
And the only thing
It's
that
like awkward and they're really nervous and they're like, "Well, you guys are
no,
married."
more like you're super awkward or nervous. Lloyd's just like, well, I mean, we do it every day.
Yeah. Also to add on to this, they set up the apartment to make sure it looked like they were a married couple. They put like a Valentine's. It was the theme of Valentine's. Okay, they had like a Valentine's like bed quilt.
Wait, hang on. Are you saying Valentine's with an N or Valentine's with an M?
Okay, is this just you being nitpicky
No,
or
I'm
can
just
we?
really wondering, like, are you
I don't
saying
know.
Valentine, like what time is it, or Valentine with the N for Nancy?
M.
With an M?
Yeah,
No,
Valentine.
nobody tell her. Okay, I is that okay? So episode 9. No one tell her. Episode 9 is called "Show Off How in Love You Are." So the episode here picks up directly where episode 8 left off, where Yuri ends up trying to stop Yor and Lloyd's kiss, but ends up getting slapped clear across the room by Yor because she ends up getting flustered. Um, Anya wakes up, bolt upright, asking, "What is the world ending? Was that a bomb?" And then immediately just plops back down in bed and goes back to sleep. Um, Yuri ends up leaving the house completely bloodied up. After telling them that he would never accept or he wouldn't accept their marriage, but he does recognize that Lloyd has a really good nature with his sister. Lloyd starts to be suspicious about Yor maybe having connections to the secret state police, and Yor starts to think that she is failing as a wife since she can't do a lot of things any other mom can do for the child, like cooking or cleaning all that great. She brings up
Can I pause?
these. Yes, please.
Anya actually is reading their minds during this, and she's starting to panic because Anya's like, "Oh, they're fighting," and then she reads their minds, and then of course she does like a weird face.
Yeah, the Anya thing. Let's be honest. Um, Lloyd starts to get suspicious. Yor brings up all these issues up with her work friends the next day. Um, when Yor's boss, out of nowhere, comes up and asks her to go to the post office to deliver some mail for him. Frankie, who objected very much to doing this, and Lloyd dress up as secret police officers and ambush Yor afterwards. Lloyd makes it a point that if she knew that Yuri was in the secret police, then she would bring his name up to get out of being interrogated because he says that the week prior they had um, caught someone, they had caught a girl, but she had mentioned that her brother or her husband or someone was in the state police and they let her off completely. So basically, they were showing leniency to whoever is related to people in the state police or the secret police. Um, but all that yours
She
says,
also beats the other guy up.
well, yeah,
Mhm.
because oh yeah, she does try to beat Frankie up because he tried grabbing her, not in a
Like
bad way,
cuffing,
yeah, to cuff her,
like police wise grab.
yeah, but he didn't say anything about it. He didn't like none of that. He just came up to her and bent her arm backwards. So not in a pervy way, but like an official state.
You did make it sound like a pervy way to make it. Anyway,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I tried to correct it as soon as I could. Anyways, jeez. But after all of this, the only thing that yours says is that she, her husband, and her child are all law-abiding, upstanding citizens. Lloyd and Frankie end up releasing Yor when Lloyd says that they had the completely wrong cipher and that it was a caterpillar cipher. Uh, and then after rereading it, the only message on the letter was that the Yor's boss wanted to get her letter to a hemorrhoids doctor because of hemorrhoids, obviously, and because he was very embarrassed and didn't want that little secret to be released. Um, Lloyd catches up to Yor in the street afterwards and tells her that they should walk home together, outside of costume, of course. Um, where Lloyd fixes some of Yor's collar, saying that she has some trash on it, takes off the bug that he had planted earlier in the day, and tosses it aside, or tosses it into the trash. And that's where our episode leaves off.
I don't have
But
anything to add because I kind of helped throughout the episode, which I think is better than going through the whole episode. You know.
true.
So you do the same. Okay?
I'll see if I want it. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see. It's better. The Great Dodgeball Plan. Ooh, okay. So it's not what it sounds like. First off, the um
Rebuttal.
housemaster?
It sounds exactly what it
Housemaster.
sounds like.
What do you mean
And
rebuttal?
I'm not gonna lie,
Uh,
I was watching this episode and certain parts of it just had me laughing so hard. Just so
okay,
hard.
it's fair. So it starts off with the housemaster, Henry. How, I don't remember if it was housemaster or not. So Henry starts off to talking from a colleague after they both wake up because he went for a jog, got himself ready, etc. They look like they're in some sort of like open lounge. They have a discussion about how Dodgeball's coming up, who's the first person they think is going to have a star, all about all the kids. And then following, it's early in the morning, and all the kids that live in the um, school actually come out, wake up, they go through a photo book where the sorry, they look at a photo book where the Dutch's kid, what's his name again, Jester? No, he
I
left.
want to say Damien, right?
Yes, yeah, I think yeah.
All right, cool.
Damien's brother was apparently like first um first kid to get like the 8 stars, stellar, etc. Like just really great. They run into the hallway with Anya, and the other rich kid. They heard a rumor at school that dodgeball will be where there is you can get a star, right? Remember the stars? Well, if you get 8, then you're one of the top kids or whatever it was. So Anya goes home and tells Yor and Lloyd about how there's a dodgeball on this date, and there is a potential chance to win a gold star. So Yor starts wanting to train Anya to be ready for dodgeball, and Lloyd's like, "I'll let you handle this," essentially. So they show Anya and Yor training together, and how Anya's like randomly really fucking powerful at throwing like a volleyball, whatever it was. It's just like aggressively, like it's like a missile. It looks like on
Anya
this
or
anime.
Yor?
Yor.
Because you said Anya.
Oh, sorry. They show Yor throwing a dodgeball like it's a freaking missile. Better?
Yes, much better.
They do more training, they're bonding, etc. Anya's happy and being weird, like I'm ready for this. Oh my god, essentially. The next day, Damien, Anya, and like their 3 friends total are all on the same team with a whole bunch of other classmates since they're going up one other class. Um, they do a lineup, they're cocky, etc. So then Damien did a whole bunch of like practice rounds with his 2 friends where it's like they're doing like weird, corny plays, etc. Like I just don't know how to explain it. It's like it's really, really corny. But the opposing team has this one kid that's the same age as them apparently, but he's like super freaking ripped. It's like an elementary school kid being in a middle school. Right, like how small yeah, it's like that dude's like in middle school, but yeah.
No,
Super
he's a
ripped. His
huge
dad,
guy. He's just
yeah.
like a friggin' building.
His dad is like a military some sort of whatever. So he he throws one ball and hits like 4 kids. 4, it just bounces, right? And he's like, "Oh, that's pure luck." And then that's Damien that said that. And then the kid's like, "No, I trained for hours for this, right?" And then they show him actually training and how his dad shows up, which is like really corny because like this kid is so big, but he's like
This guy's
acting like
name,
a little
the kid's name is
sorry.
apparently Billy Watkins, and he's the biggest dude ever.
Hmm.
He's like he's got the upper body of like a linebacker and the legs of a little kid.
So yeah, like it's fucking insane. And then essentially they go back from like doing the volleyball game and eliminating kids to also like showing intense training where Damien and his 2 friends were rock climbing up a hill, but then we're actually like climbing up monkey bars, right? Because of how tense they are or whatever, right? Like holding onto a tire when I don't know. They were just being really fucking corny on this one. One of the kids sacrificed Damien for himself for Damien, pardon me. At the end of close to the end of it, it's only Anya and Damien left. And Damien's starting to have some feelings for Anya. And so she's about to get hit, but then she just dodges. Like she reads his mind and he's like, I'm gonna hit her left arm, and then she just moves her left arm. And everyone's like stunned to the point where after she dodges a couple of times, she falls down. And then Damien sacrificed himself. I know, very noble.
Hmm.
Himself for Anya. Anya has a moment where Yor is like talking to her and be like, this is how you throw, even your body weight, etc. So then it's supposed to be this all traumatic, super, super like powerful throw. But what happens is it just hits the ground in front of her and bounces up. And then he catches it and then he just kind of like lightly tosses it and it just hits her face.
No,
That's,
check your
yeah.
Discord. Check your Discord.
Uh, yeah, that's exactly, yep. Yeah. Okay. And then following that, they were like, she's just Anya's like mortified that like that happened. She's like embarrassed. The kids come up, and then Damien's like, you know, if I knew you were gonna do that, I wouldn't have sacrificed myself for you, right? Because she just couldn't throw. But then they
She's just
also,
she throws it directly on the ground.
yeah, and then the master Henry, the housemaster, whatever, comes at the end of the scene, since volleyball, dodgeball, sorry, is over, and explains that like no one's getting a star. Like this is like volleyball, like you would have to earn, like kind of like this noble thing. And then also gets the kid in trouble because the kid that's a freaking beast was like, oh, like die, little like things when he was playing volleyball. So he got like a bolt because that's not elegant behavior.
Yeah, the Demetrius Bolt.
Hmm. What did I miss?
Um, I think you got most of it, to be honest.
Hmm.
This entire episode was just hilarious.
It was
Um,
really corny.
oh yeah, it really
It
was. It
was
was
one of the
so
cornier
funny
ones.
though. It was really, really, really fun though.
Hmm.
Okay, so from there, episode. Are we really already on episode 11?
Yeah, episode
Dang,
11 is good.
it kind of is, yeah. So, episode 11, titled Stella. So, Lloyd ends up taking Anya with him to a hospital so that she can volunteer and hopefully earn at least one Stella, since he knows of cases where students are awarded if they volunteer or for some reason save a person from disaster. During orientation, Anya looks and sees that they have a pool, but Lloyd says it might only be for rehabilitation. During orientation, oh wait, I just said that part. I did it twice. While doing some cleaning, Anya breaks a vase with flowers. In the library, she ends up reading manga instead of helping put the books back away. In the kitchen, she ends up dropping a bunch of food, but we only see it happen with one plate. And instead of doing laundry, Anya ends up sleeping on the clean sheets.
The
Afterwards,
nurses are really annoyed too, by the way, guys. Like, she's like, you're doing more harm than good.
oh yeah,
They're
at,
fucking
at,
annoyed. They're, yeah.
at first with the vase, they're just going, well, laundry's not really her thing, is it? And then it just keeps getting progressively worse and worse and worse. Afterwards, she and Lloyd are walking down the hall, and she says that she's bored with chores, but she wanted to give the doctors these scalpels instead. She starts running down the hall and bumps into the head nurse, or the nurse that is in charge, who tells them that the best thing that they could probably do is just leave anyways. So while they're on the way out, they pass a boy in crutches and a lady that were going towards the pool. When the lady goes into the locker room to change, the boy leans down to check the water temperature, and falls in. No
He hates
one,
the water.
yeah, no, he didn't hate the water. He hated cold water, and he was trying to check it so that it wasn't cold when he went in there. Because apparently he's got like a broken leg, and they're going to the pool to do some rehabilitation exercises.
Yeah.
Um, and even though the pool area is full of older people, they're in a separate pool for older people, and they don't notice the kid fall in. Um, Anya reads his mind and runs to the pool, saying that she wanted to see it. when she gets to the pool, she sees that there's bubbles coming up from where the kid is, and goes in to dive straight in after him. While people they finally start freaking out because she just dove straight into a pool fully clothed. Lloyd comes in, he dives in and pulls both Anya and the kid out, saving them both from drowning. Lloyd tells the rehab lady that this is called drowning reaction because normally when a kid falls in, they don't normally make any noise, and they normally end up passing before anyone notices. Um, it's happened a couple times. It does actually happen in real life as well. Um, Anya is
Anyway,
then yeah, Anya is then awarded a Stella the next day for having saved someone's life, and she gets a huge head like any kid would, and tells Becky to call her Starlight Anya.
I
Becky,
hated that part.
oh me too.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I fucking hated it.
I didn't want to put this part in just because it's so cringy.
I wouldn't have put it in.
It is so
It was just like
so
it's so
cringy.
cringy, guys. Like everything. Honestly, if I were to pick a bad part on this anime, that would be it. It is
Well,
so
they're little kids, it's fine. They're little kids, but
no.
it's
It's just
cringy as
she's
all
so
hell.
insistent on it. Where Anya's friend was like talking to her, and she didn't say it the one time, and Anya's like just stopped reacting to her just
Yeah,
until she
she
said it. It
ignored
was
her
just like
until she
it.
said it.
Nah. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, that's probably the worst part of it. um, Becky asks what she's gonna be asking for since kids normally are given presents for getting Stellas. Everyone starts spreading rumors that Anya had caused the accident, which to everybody's surprise, Damien says that they were just jealous. Anya ends up asking for a dog, and somewhere we see a huge white dog who ends up visualizing the Forger family in its mind.
That is the end of episode 11. And essentially, Chester actually summed it up pretty good there, guys. So I don't really have to touch up on anything. The only thing I will say is that the dog isn't shown on episode 12. That's a season 2. That's the only thing. Which is actually like I didn't actually really notice it or think too much about it until I actually just re looked at it briefly at the end of episode 11.
I thought it was just weird
Um
that the dog ever came up in episode 11 because it seems completely out of place. Just because we don't see it anywhere after that.
Yeah, but there's a couple of things where they carry on to the next episode, right? But the thing is that they actually do touch up where Lloyd's like, okay, maybe the agency will be able to help and train a dog for whatever, right?
My question
So,
there is why the hell would he go to the agency when he could just go to a dog pound?
well, it's like he doesn't want to spend a lot of time on the dog, right?
It's kind of fishy, but okay, whatever.
It is a spy family.
No, no. They literally could have
Okay.
just gone to a pound and
Anyway,
got one for cheap.
um, Lloyd is working countless missions right now. He is literally overworked like a dog, right? He goes to the subway and there's this old lady selling beverages and then he has like this secret symbol of like when he like wants intel or whatever if it's like posted on the outside of the coffee stand. So he gets this mission, he takes the subway and he just like in his next scene completing the mission with like a blown up background, kind of like a massive fire or like a bit of a bomb. So then he meets up with another agent and they're both smoking and secretly kind of like talking, like spy talk. Um, and then the other agent notices that Lloyd stops smoking, right? Because of the fact that he is a father now and he just can't handle all that smoke essentially, right? Um, Lloyd says in his head, like, that's what like family would do to you, etc. Meanwhile, Yor and Anya are in the kitchen and they are just having a casual dinner. I think they ordered in. Lloyd walks in to the building because it's kind of like complex apartment building, and he walks into three of his neighbors talking and speculating that he is either cheating or being whatever. Like he's like some like it just doesn't add up because he's had so many late nights from home, right? So then Lloyd's mad at himself that he's let his like fake family perception kind of thing like falter because of the neighbors. That's what they're speculating now. So then he bursts in and say, "Okay, we're going to like the zoo or something like that tomorrow, right?"
I think it
Yours
was the
worried.
the aquarium, right?
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
I knew zoo wasn't the right one. I was just like, that's why I like. Yeah, good catch.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, I was thinking it's not a zoo. It's all aquariums, literally
Yeah,
all fish
yeah.
and
Well,
aquatic.
I actually forgot the word for it to be honest.
Ah, that makes sense.
So
Okay.
that's kind of like why I said zoo, and I like hesitated and I waited a second, and you didn't say anything. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna proceed.
I thought I heard it wrong the
Your
first time though, to be honest.
Nah, you're good. Your is worried that Lloyd is like overworked because they make him look like a corpse, like a decomposing corpse, to be honest.
Well, he's
Which is
just
actually
tired.
really
I mean,
good.
that's how.
Yeah, no, but like the way that they made it look though is just like, but it's also he can't sleep because he has to make sure his neighbors see him leave with and have anyway
True.
because like it's a fake. Yeah. Anyway, so you were worried about that. Onion's super excited. They go out to the hallway and then they run into the neighbors. Um, they're explaining how they're going to do a family day. It's going to be a great day. Anya's super excited. Once they get to the subway, Lloyd sees the tag, like a sticker or whatever, like a indication that there's a mission, right? And he goes like to Yor and Anya, be like, "I'm just gonna go order some drinks. You guys can wait over there." Talks to the old lady. He's like, "Not today," right? And the old lady's like, "What do you mean?" Right? He's like, "I can't." Like he's just trying so hard to deny it, but then explains that he's going to the aquarium with his family, which is an S-class mission. Um, and then the coffee keeper's like, "Oh, that's great. Okay, this is the mission's there actually." Right? So he
What are the
takes
goddamn
a
chances
mission.
about this? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So he takes a mission. He's not happy about it. They go to they're at the aquarium, Jesus. And then he runs into a couple different neighbors this time and their families. So then Lloyd is explaining how great of a time they're having.
Wait, wait,
You're
wait, wait,
actually
wait.
in.
Pause, pause, pause,
Mhm.
real quick.
Sorry.
Before they get to them, before they even get in, the best part has to be with him, with Lloyd just going, "Can I get my coffee? Can I get my coffee? Can I get my coffee? Can I get my coffee now? I don't want to do it. Just can I get a coffee now? Where's my coffee? Can I get my coffee?" And the lady just keeps talking over him over and over. He's just like, "I just want my coffee."
Mhm.
I don't know. I thought that was the funniest part. So I sorry. All right, proceed.
No, it's valid. I do think your when she like booted the guy was the one of the funnier ones. So personally, anyway.
Hmm. Well,
Um, yeah,
on
it's
this
like
episode,
yeah,
I think that
that
was
was
probably the
actually
best
really
one.
funny too. No, you're right. So your invites them to join,
Personally, I
like
think
the
it's the
neighbors
best
to
one.
join
Personally.
them. And then also on his mission, side note, side information. Lloyd was informed that one of the penguins has like a device in him that is the USB drive or whatever information intel it was, right? So that's what he has to find. So of course they go to the penguin so Lloyd can try to track down which penguin it is, and then they show like a good like 50 some penguins. I'm assuming are in that tank because there's a lot. Anya uses her ability to detect which one isn't feeling right. So there's one penguin from the others that is coughing really desperately. Lloyd takes on a costume of a new hire, a new guy or whatever. He takes like his identity for a short while. he impresses the boss, like his trainer, with how he already knows all the penguin names, etc., and how they all act, and he just plays it cool. And that's actually pretty impressive. Like the way that they made it sound was really impressive. He's like, even the manager was like, I still have problems remembering, and they all look the same. They're like, no, they all look different. Anyway, sorry. It's feeding time, and then Lloyd pulls out his like spy skills where he's like, this will be easy. You can just essentially feed like from he's weighing them in his head. He knows the breeds, he knows what type of fish they like to eat, etc. And he just feeds everyone so he can walk up to the penguin that's not feeling good. Right? And he's
Freaking
like, I'm gonna take this one to the vet. It's not feeling good. So he does that.
Penry.
But he
Penry.
Henry, is that the penguin's name? I forgot.
Yeah, there's Penrietta, Penry, Pensilvore, or something like that. But all of them are pen for penguin,
Yep.
and it's Penry, the one that's feeling bad. Sorry, stupid there.
No, it's valid. Lloyd's told the manager he was gonna take him to the infirmary, but of course he takes him kind of like to like a side spot so he can investigate the penguin and try to find like the chip, USB, whatnot. But then he is intercepted by like I don't remember like a doctor of some sort of science for the aquarium, some sort of professor. I don't remember what it was
Yeah,
exactly,
you got it. It's
but
a professor.
so Lloyd sees some ID because he's like, I'm sorry, I can't give like a penguin that's not like I can't give you a penguin if you're not working here, right? So then the professor gives him his Lloyd the business card. And Lloyd looks at it, he's like, hmm. Then he puts some water on it and smears like the ink off of it. Yeah, that's yeah. He's like, that's not really well done, is it? So they have a little fight. The professor runs away. Anya is also chasing him. Yeah, just casually chasing him because she ran off and she was overhearing Lloyd with the professor, right? So she started chasing the professor. Anya's not long behind her, and then she eventually sees sorry, yours not long behind her, and she eventually runs into Anya. And then your your thinks that Anya is getting kidnapped by that professor, so she like boots him in the freaking ceiling so casually. So very casually. And then Lloyd did get the USB. He's also seen taking the penguin to the infirmary. And then he meets back up with his family and the neighbors. And then he explains to the neighbors of like how he was in a contest for a name recognition for the penguins to win this big prize. And it took longer than he thought to do. So he apologizes for it. Um, Anya goes, Dad's a big liar because he's like, it took me a couple of tries, right? Because he was like trying to say like he was killing the time that way. They're shown going back to the house. Anya is introducing her new big teddy bear penguin to her old like little I don't know like a dragon thing, and she's doing like that kid like talking toys. So she does a tour of the house to the penguin, like the stuffed animal, little kid things. And then now it's the time to go to Lloyd's and yours bedroom and tour that, but she knows it's dangerous. As she's trying to open Lloyd's door, um, they catch her, right? And then they try to explain like you can't go in our rooms. There's dangerous things because they have two separate rooms. Anya breaks out into tears and they just panic, right? Because she's like, she was scared, freaked out, etc. Little kid things. So then their best possibility was to hide behind her stuffed animal and pretend they're talking. And then the only way to make it up to Anya now is to go to the candy store on a mission. But they're playing as like still the stuffed animals, right? Like Lloyd's still holding the penguin, the huge penguin up to his face, and yours throwing like a holding like a robot toy up in her face, and like they're pretending they're making voices and that, as their mission is to go get peanuts. Your turn, Chester.
What do you mean by it's true? That's where it ends. That's episode
Yeah.
12.
But did I miss anything?
Um, mm, yes, actually. To where you said that Anya was chasing the guy. She was for a little bit, but then she grabs a hold and just hangs on for dear life of his pant leg. And then she goes, "Oh no, I'm being kidnapped. Oh no." And that's what makes yours start chasing.
Oh, that's a good point.
But I don't know, I think that's all. That's the only thing that you missed, to be honest.
So overall, I really like this anime.
Me too. It's a good other half of a completed anime.
Mhm.
Um,
Um,
I think we
Episode one through
saw
three though were one of the better ones.
just because they were starting to set up for everything else, but I do agree.
Yeah, the first three episodes were the best. And then like you still want to watch it, like you 100% want to watch it, but it's still like it does teeter down a bit.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. It does, to be honest. It's once we get introduced to everybody and we find out who everybody is and what their entire deal is, it does kind of teeter down. Um, Snow's actually 100% correct about that. Still
Yeah.
makes it fun. It's still fun.
It's still
Not gonna.
100% way better than Future Diary.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. The only thing that I
Way
think is a little
better.
bit boring is where Damien and his friends are concerned, but I think that's just gonna get hashed out later.
That's fair.
Kind of weird
Mm,
that they didn't do anything with that the first 12 episodes, but that's that's fine. I think that's fine anyways.
I don't know. You know, what I thought though is for the episode one through three, how heavy it was for like information and like how fast they moved and how good it was. I thought they would have done that with like Damien and like more towards the two spies, like learning about each other's history, etc. Like things like that, right?
Yeah, okay, so that and the fact that we only see Yor doing her job one time as an
No.
assassin, as an assassin.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true because we only actually no, we did see the flashbacks of her doing it too, but it was only her wearing bloody clothes.
Yeah, that's about it, but there's nothing else that shows her actually actively doing her
But she
job.
hasn't gotten kills. Like she has a real daily job. That's just her side job.
I know, but I do mean that they still don't show any of that though. They completely
Mm,
leave it alone.
I don't know. I didn't think too much of it. It just kind of does make sense though. Laura's like barely out of the house, okay?
No, that's not
But
true. Lloyd is almost never too far away from Anya, and that gets a little bit. I don't know. They show way too much of Lloyd and Anya, not enough of Yor. So I don't know. At
mm,
in the
I don't
first
know.
2 3 episodes, we did see a good amount of Yor. We even got to see Yor doing a little bit of her side hustle job. But since then, nothing else. We only get like a little whiff of her doing her job because in the last episode she says that she doesn't want Anya to handle any of her poisoned needles, but that's
Yeah,
about it.
I thought it was dagger. Oh no, that's needles.
Yeah, there's just huge like knitting needles or something like that. I don't know.
Hmm. I don't think there was actually too much other than that though. There was actually quite a bit of filler. We still don't know what happens with Desmond, Damien, and like the final mission, essentially.
True.
Um, Damien clearly has a crush on Anya right now, guys. Like clearly. Lloyd and Anya are starting to like get along in like a different volume, I guess.
Um. Yeah.
Like they're trying to
Yeah.
hint at it. Um,
It's very slow going.
it is. It is 100%. I don't
Doesn't
know.
mean it's
Other than that,
bad,
I think
but
that
it's
was it.
very slow going at it. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
So,
It's fun to watch. It's gonna be interesting and fun to keep on watching. Uh, so I don't know, next week.
yep.
And
Next
we
week
do
we
still
will
have.
most like. Mhm.
Oh, Nia, go ahead.
Next week we will most likely be doing 6 to 7 episodes for the first podcast, depending on how we feel. If we feel it's gonna take too long just to do that many, then we'll just shorten it down like we normally do. Um, but we will decide when the time comes to do who's doing evens, odds, or whatever episodes they choose.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But yeah, until
Mhm.
I don't know. That's good for me for this one,
All right.
and apparently that's good for Snow for this one too.
Yep.
Um,
100%.
all right. So with that being said, Snow, if you could do our outros.
What now?
Never mind. So that has been me, Chester. This has been Snow.
Hi.
And thank you one more time for sticking by and watching and or listening to the entire thing. If you like it, go ahead and give it a like, comment down below, subscribe. Anything, everything can help and does help. But yeah, until next time, that's gonna be it for us. You guys have a great one.
Hi.